got that teaser like right in time. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to PTZOptics Live.
We are so excited to be here today with a very special announcement. Not only is there a solar eclipse today, but more importantly, we have one of our largest announcements ever, the PTZOptics Hive.
Yeah, this is an exciting announcement. We've been working on this for a long time and decided NAB was the right time to announce this product so we can show it all to you live in person in Las Vegas next week, but also live online right now. And just to give you a little bit about the timeline, so today is the announcement day. It is available for pre-order from our authorized channel partners, and we have some special introductory pricing that we'll show you. But first, we need to tell you about this product and what it is, of course. You have the ability to sign up for a wait list and even get beta access in April and May. And the official product release, when you will be able to purchase it and actually start using it, is June 3rd. So let's get started and look at, I have a quick little PowerPoint to show you what this product is capable of. I've got the camera system up. I have the Hive system up. And I want to give someone in the audience control of all the cameras in our studio, just to show you how easy this is to set up. So let me show you Hive really quickly. We've got a lot of PTZ cameras in this studio. You may have a few as well. And I just want to show you guys just quickly how easy it is to use Hive Studio. Hive is a cloud-based video production system. I have 5 cameras in my setup right now, but we can do kind of like an unlimited amount of cameras here. Just giving you an example of what we can do just to control all of our PTZ cameras. We've got a lot of awesome options. But before I do like a huge live demo, I want to just high level explain to you what this platform is. So one of the great things that Hive does is it gives professional PTZ camera controls to everyone, meaning anyone with a keyboard and mouse and access to the internet can control your PTZ cameras. That opens up all kinds of ways to make it easier for people to learn how to use PTZ cameras and do multi-camera productions, but it also allows you to control your cameras from anywhere in the world so that you can outsource PTZ camera production to anyone who can access Hive. The sharing feature of Hive is one of the really innovative pieces where you can share access directly to anyone who you want to. So you can give them administrative control, you can give them PTZ producer control, or you can just give anyone you'd like viewer-only access, which we're going to send you guys some links today so that you can share this live on today's webinar. Sharing a link is just like sharing a Google Doc. Once your studio is all set up and you've got your cameras in there, you can send an invite, share a link, and then manage access to who gets access to your studio. And you can even set time expirations so that people who are using your studio can use it for just a certain amount of time. Now, the controls are really nice. We have really simple click to center tools. We also have a fast frame tool, which really revolutionized what it means to have PTZ control over a camera. I can't wait to show you that in action. We have joystick controls and auto tracking, multi-viewing, everything you'd need, including video switching, all in one simple platform. The auto tracking capabilities allow you to do similar to what we can do on board with the Move SE and Move 4K cameras, but takes it even further and allowing you to enable this on any PTZ camera, even if it's an older Gen 2 PTZOptics camera. So really excited about that. The color correction tools are significant, and we'll take a look at those in a moment, because even if you're using a Blackmagic camera, a webcam, a PTZOptics camera, and maybe a Panasonic camera, you can bring them all into Hive and have one single centralized color correction tool system where we normalize all of the settings for color into one system. And I'll show you some of the cool color correction presets and color matching tools that are available. We have instant image adjustments, including presets, of course, but even more so, Hive currently supports over 400 camera drivers, meaning we're making changes directly to the camera's shutter speed, iris, exposure, etc., not adapting on top, but really making in-depth, fine-tuned changes to the cameras that are connected to Hive. One of my favorite parts of Hive, and I'm going to show you this in a moment, I have Hive set up at home, Tess.
At home?
Yeah, I decided. I wasn't sure. We have Hive set up in different areas, but one of the areas is at my house.
Nice.
Because I wanted to show a completely remote area, and we'll be showing in Las Vegas next week. In Las Vegas, we'll be controlling the cameras here.
Right.
And that today we'll be controlling cameras at my house. And just to give you an example of the flexibility of the remote production.
That's a fun little surprise.
So that'll be fun. But you can control multiple studios from one interface. And this is kind of the way it's laid out. You have one master organization, but then you can have multiple studios inside of that organization. And then you can choose which users have access to which studio. So we'll take a peek at that in just a moment. Along with having the ability to monitor every device that's connected to your studio. So you can stop issues before they happen. We're tracking the important information like the resolution, the frame rate, dropped frames, the bit rate. So you can have really peace of mind when you're managing multiple studios. Maybe you're a church that has multiple, satellite churches, for example. You can simplify troubleshooting and really consolidate everything. Now, one of the really important features of Hive is the ability to output NDI. And so we can output NDI and still use Hive with our existing vmix, wirecast, or OBS systems. So anything that works with NDI on an output perspective, you can output the NDI of your cameras and the final production, but you can also input NDI as well. Now, here's an important concept, and then I'm going to jump into a live demo, but an important concept for Hive is that the PTZOptics, Move SE, and Move 4K cameras are Hive linked. That means that they can connect directly to Hive, directly to the cloud. Now, if you're using another PTZ camera manufacturer, which we do support, such as Aver or BirdDog or Data Video, Sony, Panasonic, they can certainly connect to the Hive, but they're going to need our free agent software, which I'll show in a moment here. And so we can support all of these, but the nice thing about PTZOptics, Move SE, and Move 4K cameras is that we can connect them to our Hive system and then ship them anywhere in the world. And they will be linked as a plug-and-play experience. So we could ship these cameras to Japan. As soon as they get internet access, we'll have remote control over them.
Nice.
Okay. So the first thing I want to show is some of these cinematic movements and just get right into the platform here. Now, if you're looking on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn for that matter, if you message me on LinkedIn or my personal email, paul@ptzoptics.com, I'm going to send somebody here today a link so that you guys can get directly into the studio and control these cameras, because that's part of the experience. So what I'll do is I will create a link, and I'll create a link so that someone in the audience today could join as a producer, or probably a producer, not an admin. But I can also send a viewer link out as well. And so we're gonna try this today, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. But before we do that, let's just take a peek at some of these setups. Now, one of the things I want to show here are the tools. So in the top of the interface here, there are several tools for control. We have click to center and cine center. Those allow you to quickly center the camera where we have our cursor. So very simple, easy, fast adjustments to the camera. And we'll look at these zoomed out in a moment here. You'll also notice that when you click the C button, that is the hotkey for getting to click to center, or Shift C for cine center, which is just a little bit more of a cinematic movement. It is a little slower, but it triangulates the movement. It's better for on-camera movement. Then we have fast frame. And I'm going to have to zoom out to show this because this is a pretty cool feature here. But fast frame allows you to frame up a space. So let me just use the joystick here. I'm going to fast frame into this PTZ camera down here. Now, fast frame to me, the first time I saw this, it just blew my mind, because you can imagine you're in a big space, there's lots of stuff going on, and you want to go to a specific area. We'll go to this PTZOptics camera down here. You click it once just to lock it in, and then you click it again to confirm. And what it does is it goes directly to that space. So this is a big deal. For those of you guys who use cameras quite a bit, you know this is a big deal. Now let me come out here. I'm going to full screen this and just show you kind of some of these other cameras. So let's zoom out, and I want to show you kind of some of these tools. So let's go to the Cine Center here, and you'll see that the place that I click will automatically go directly to center. So you click to center, essentially. Very simple, easy for a volunteer, someone new getting started with PTZ control. This would be perfect. Now on the bottom panel, we have our PTZ presets. So I want to set a couple presets, but I'm going to use the fast frame tool to do so. I'll set a camera preset over here. Go above your head, Tess. There we go. And I'm going to just pick one more preset. Let's move over here and do this camera as well. And I don't know if I'm out of optical zoom or not, but let's go in a little more. There we go. All right, so now I've got 3 presets. So I can name these presets by double clicking them, of course, at the bottom with that little tab there, and I can say, wide shot. Then I've got my close-up, cam 1 close-up, and then I have my third shot here, which is going to be cam 2 close-up. So just giving you an example of kind of like the workflow that a lot of people would be using here, a lot faster than traditional PTZ controls, right? We can jump around, we can click different camera areas, and literally just get the shots that we need adjusted right away. So that's just giving you an idea of some of these tools. No matter what tool you're on, if you hit spacebar, you're immediately going to get the joystick just for those minor adjustments. And then you can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Currently, this does support some USB connected joysticks like the Xbox controller, but we are working to get other joystick controllers in as well. Now, another piece of this software that I think is really incredible here, and I'll just zoom in to show you this, is the ability to quickly add sources. So first of all, the studio itself, I have a lot of different studios that we can go in between. So these are all studios inside of my network, the support team, the product team, the main studio. And I was going to take you guys to my home office in a minute to show you how quickly it is you can jump between different locations. And I'll do that in a moment. But before I do that, I wanted to show how quickly and easily you can add cameras into this studio as well. When I click the plus button here, what this does is it opens up a search on my local area network. And so I can search my local area network and choose from any RTSP or on-VIF camera, meaning any security camera, most PTZ cameras, and I can connect to them quickly and easily, getting a live video preview and confirming how we want to receive the video, and then selecting a brand. So we support over 400 cameras total. So you can see pretty much every PTZOptics camera models in here, for example. And this camera that I'm looking at now, I'm not 100% sure what camera model it is. But you would go through the process of adding it. I've already got 5 cameras in here, so I'm not going to add another camera, but just to give you an example of how quick and easy it is. So I've been going over a lot. I still have some more things to go, Tess, but if you feel like you need to jump in with a question, let me know.
I will let you know.
But there's a couple other things I want to show before we move on. One of them is the cloud and local modes. So one of the things you're going to see here in the top right is this cloud and local mode toggle. Now, what this is is the ability to decide whether or not your connection is going to be happening over a local connection or a cloud connection. Now, I'm in this studio, so a local connection is preferred. I don't want to spin up a cloud instance if I don't have to, but if I click this cloud button, boom, cloud mode is on. So, even if I got disconnected from my local area network, the cloud mode would still be on. Cloud mode does not have to be on for me because I'm on the local area network. If I want to share this studio with someone, I don't need to enable cloud mode on my connection here, but on the far end, if you're outside of the local area network, you would need cloud connection because you're not on the local area network. So we're going to test that in a moment. We're going to send someone access to the studio to control it. To send a link to someone, we just hit the share button here. And when we hit the share button, let's go here. I can simply and easily click someone to invite. So that's what I want to do, is I want to go ahead and invite someone into this studio as a admin, as a producer. And I can just click a link, or I can enter their email address and it will automatically send them a link. So that's what I'd like to do now. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to send it to someone, Tess.
Check your LinkedIn, see if you got any messages.
Yeah, I'm going to see if someone messaged me on LinkedIn first. Mike, can you stop my screen share when I go into my personal settings here? And then I'm just going to send a link to somebody. So let me jump in to, I'm going to check my LinkedIn first and see there who I should send one to. And then I'm going to check my email as well, but let's see.
Could this easily be used to help train volunteers or a new employee on the production workflow for a specific show or location?
All right. I'm going to send Joe the link. Joe Laxagun, I'm going to send you a link. And we can send multiple links, but I'm going to send them one at a time. All right.
Did you
Joe
catch that
Laxagun,
question,
we're going to
Paul?
send one first. Excuse me, what was the question?
Could this easily be used to help train volunteers or a new employee on the production workflow for a specific show or location?
That's a great question, because now, and whoever asked that question, tell them to email me at paul@PTZOptics. That person, I want to have a link and to test it, because I want you to see how easy this might be. I just sent a link to Joe, and you guys saw how I did that, right? So, and Mike, you can share my screen again if you'd like. What you would do if you had a remote employee or someone you wanted to train on the production is you would basically click the share button. And I'll click the share button here. And then you would decide what, okay, and this is, Gene Greenwood. Gene, send me an email. I'm happy to send you a link to Hive so you can test it today on our live stream. And by the way, everyone, we would love to have you guys get in on the beta too.
Yes, absolutely.
So
there's a link in the description.
Oh, thank you, Tess. Wonderful. You would just basically enter their email address in and make them either a producer or an admin, depending on what you'd like to do. Now, an admin can control all the sources and also invite other users. So there's 4 levels, actually. There's the owner of the organization, right? And the owner of the organization can actually create new studios. So depending on how many studios you have running at the same time, you might need a couple of them. Then you have your admin, and this is someone who not only can control everything, but also invite new people. And then you have a producer. So a producer can control all of the sources or specific sources. So a producer might be the best role for someone who's joining, or it could be a view only. So I'm going to test at the end of this, maybe just sending out a view only link to the chat as well.
Okay.
But yeah, so now that this has happened, I want to show this really quickly. Okay, so Jim has joined our studio. And how do I know that? Because a little J has shown up. So let's go over here. So see this little J right here?
Yes.
This little J is telling me that, I think it was Jim, or was it James?
Is that Teague?
Yes.
Jim Teague.
So Jim is in, and I can see that he's in because he's got his little J here. So there's a little bit of a presence. Now, Jim also, by the way, should have control of our cameras. So feel free to go ahead and jump in. This is real-time control of our camera. He's probably just kind of getting used to it now. And he's in our studio. We know he's in our studio because we see his little bubble here. and I'm kind of waiting for one of these cameras to move.
I know. We have to make sure that they know that you can move them. We're cool with it. And the controls are at the top of the screen. Do a review of that just so they can see exactly where they need to go to access the controls.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea. His name's Joe. Sorry.
Joe,
his name is. All right, so Joe. Oh, he's in. He's controlling that camera. I just saw. Oh, there he goes. Good job, Joe. So now let's go. We'll go full screen with this one. That's Joe controlling the camera. And Joe's doing that remotely. So I hope Joe is enjoying his chance. Now, what if I don't want Joe controlling the camera? Now, Joe, I don't mind you controlling the camera, so feel free. But if I didn't want Joe controlling my camera, I could actually go to the lock button here and lock him out. Because I'm the owner of the studio, if I don't want anyone outside of my local area network controlling it, I can lock it to local mode.
Right.
Now, Tess, if I were to share a link with you, which I'd like to do now,
Okay.
when I share a link with Tess, when she joins, so Tess, I think you're okay with me putting your email address in here, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so we'll do tess.protesto@PTZOptics.com. Okay, that's a producer, and send you the invite. Now, when Tess receives that invite, when she joins, she'll be on the local area network. She won't be joining from the cloud like Joe is. But still, this is pretty awesome because now we're bridging between local users and cloud users, and now we're able to divide up tasks. Like maybe Joe will be our PTZ controller. I see Joe's controlling a Gen 2 camera now. This is our PTZOptics G2 camera that Joe's controlling. And here's Tess now. So we can see that Tess has joined because Tess has the little T here. So now Tess is in the studio, Joe's in the studio, but I'm not done yet, Tess. I'm going to get a couple more people in here because this is kind of the fun part. In fact, we haven't even gotten to one of the most fun parts, which is switching studios. So Joe and Tess, I'm going to leave in here, but I want to pull up my home office really quickly. And when you switch between studios, I'm going to say it might take 10 seconds maybe. This is my home. So
Wow.
You're seeing my home office. And I'm controlling a camera in very low latency, by the way. This is sub 300 milliseconds. Got my workout bench. I'll do a fast frame and show you a little T-Rex thing I've got going on over here. But this is just showing you how easy it is to jump back and forth between studios. Now let's go back to the main studio because I don't know. I'll leaving Joe in there all by himself.
What's going on?
What's he doing over there? I don't know. But there you can see we're kind of going back and forth here. So Joe, I want to get a couple more people in here. And I also, you know me, Tess, I'm always like pushing things a little too far. But I did kind of want to, okay, Brian Ramsey would like to have access to the studio. Okay, I'm going to give Brian access. Now, I'm going to copy this link and just email it to him. There you go, Brian. I'm going to send Brian access to the studio. Who else is asking for access to the studio? Is that it, guys? Just a couple people. And that's fine because that's all we need for this demo. What I would like to share, by the way, is people who are interested in just view-only access. Oh, here he comes. So we're just adding people in. Now, another thing I want to show as part of this demo, I'm going to go back in demo mode, and then we'll add more people. Because I can share a view-only access, which I'm more comfortable sharing with like a whole bunch of people, and maybe even pasting that into the chat. What do you think about that, Tess? A little crazy? Should I not do it?
Why not?
All right. So
something we've never done before, had this many people viewing.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how that'll work. So let me paste this into the chat. I'm sure the servers can handle it.
Joshua's from Nigeria. That will be a cool one to send access to.
All right. Try this link, guys. I just sent it to you. That's a view-only link. Okay. So everyone who joins with that link can just view, which is interesting because there are times when you just want people to be able to view the cameras. There's a lot of times when you don't necessarily, and for right now, we are, really thinking that everyone's like kind of like a producer or a director or like a production expert.
Right.
But as this grows, as I think Gene was saying, this could be used to train people. This can be used to give people access to a camera on a mountain so that they can see the snow report.
Gene saying us also for the long haul concerts that we shoot of a 3-day run of 18 hours a day bands, I can now pass off the robot to a crew that is at a fresh and remote location.
Yep.
How do remote producers listen? What is the audio feed for them, and how do you manage latency and sync?
Great question. So first thing I'll do is open up. Oh, looks like we got some more people joining. People coming into the studio. Love to see it. This is exciting. This makes me excited because I'm just like, this is what you want, right? You want to collaborate. You don't want to be an island where people can't control things. So now we've got multiple people in here jumping in. Okay. So next piece, asking about audio. Great question. Okay. So in the top right here, left here, we have a plus button for audio. And so we can add audio sources. So what we would do here is we would add an audio source. Okay. And in this audio source, what we're going to do is we are going to pull up all the audio sources that are connected to the computer running the agent. Okay. So the computer running this software will have access to all of the audio sources. So that might be coming from, I guess I have to put this way. So you have two ways to ingest audio. You can bring audio in via a PTZOptics camera that can connect directly to the cloud, right? So you could have a microphone coming in, audio with an NDI source, obviously, or you could bring it in via the local connections, meaning USB to the computer running the software. Oh. So got all these options here.
Do we need to create an account first for all these viewers?
I think so.
You think so? I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I think they do have
to. We got that question. Okay.
Yeah, I do think there's a small kind of sign up setup just so that you get your account set up.
Yeah.
And this is all, I should say, in beta, so I might be getting myself in trouble like I usually do.
We'll find out
with how much we can handle. But I do think in order to properly demo this, we do need to get people in here and trying it.
Got to push the limits a little bit.
So yes, you do need to go through the flow of a sign up.
Should we get Mike in there?
Yeah, let's get Mike in here. All right, so we'll hit the share button. We'll go in and we will invite Mike. Now, Mike is a producer. Oh, and also this also reminds me. So, all right, so mike.luttermoser@ptzoptics.com. We'll add Mike. Now, another thing that's going to happen here, and this is an important step here, is for Joe. I like you, Joe. I'm not going to remove you, but I am going to set an expiration. So today at 2 p.m., right when the show's over, you're done, Joe. How you doing, Mike? Mike's jumping in. All right, cool. Okay.
All right.
Now, musical artist over here, he's just a viewer. I feel bad for you over there. Maybe I should let him in.
Let him in.
So as the owner, I can update access as well. So I'm going to update his access and get a couple more producers in here. But you can see here, so I'm going to update his access. But again, at 2:00 today, I'm going to let him, I'm going to set an expiration because I just don't know how I feel about giving you guys all access to our studio. And you can see here, we can edit that or delete them, and we can just get rid of them completely.
Okay.
So you got a lot of control over who's in your studio and how it's being shared. Okay. So I still didn't get to go over everything, so we got a little bit more to go over. And the next part is going to be, now, did I cover the audio thing okay? You got to add the audio sources, and you can choose what you want to listen to. We are working on adding some new features for talkback and chat, for example, with people who are in the studio. But let me take you over to the dashboard for an individual source. So each source has a dashboard where we can go into some advanced settings. So we can delete a source, we can reboot the source, we got a lot of detailed information. This camera I think is flipped because it's on the ceiling, so we're flipping and mirroring it. We've got all the access to everything you would want to control and edit your camera. And also of importance here is the account settings. So you have the ability to set up your account, set up your studio, set up your organization. And you'll see here that I have several studios associated with this account. So there's a lot of flexibility here on how you set it up. Now, we should talk about pricing, right? Because this product does have a cost. Essentially, there are 3 plans. And it's basically free. And there's going to be an introductory price of $25 a month and $99 a month. That will change to $50 a month and $150 a month.
145.
145. Yeah. Don't quote the pricing on this. This is just a little bit beta. But you can see like the yearly and the monthly here. So a little bit early to be going over all of this, but just wanted to give you guys a preview, of course.
David wants to see color matching.
Oh, great question. Man, someone's going crazy with this camera over here. My goodness. Oh, look at that. Dang. All right. Well, that's the whole point, is to get some people in here and make sure they're having fun. So the color matching happens in the image area of the camera. So over here, we can have presets. So, man, Joe is really going at it with the cameras. I'm going to leave this one.
You can see who's managing it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering that.
Yeah, there's like some presence here. But yeah, he's having some fun over there. Really, really moving the cameras around. So anyway, that's what it's all about. Having fun a little bit here with some new tech tools. So the first thing I'm going to do with the color corrections, which are on this right-hand side, and let me just answer this question. So I could use this to produce from home for my churches and other clients. Yes. We hope that this helps you work with your clients in a more complete way so that you can set up their PTZ camera systems in a way that you can provide extra levels of support, extra levels of service, and expand your business significantly. So yes, 100%. Now, on the presets area over here, we can do, obviously, PTZ preset positions, which I want to show is different, right? I can set a PTZ preset position, right? So I can set one position here, maybe move it a little and set another position, right? So here's another position here. There's 2 positions, position 1, position 2. But we can also have color presets over here, and I can name those. So one of the things we can do is set these presets. Let's hit this button. It's like this camera is not happy with that, so let's do a different one. We are going through a little bit of a beta testing on some of these, so give me a moment here. Let's do it on your G2. Ah, beautiful. Okay. And we can create these color presets. So I can adjust a color preset on the side and then create multiples and then adjust between them. So one camera could have it one way and then another camera can have another one. And we can go through all the white balance, blue and red tuning, the color temperature, dynamic range, luminous contrast, all of those things, and then have these presets to jump in and out of. So that you could have one preset for like when it's in the morning at a church, when there's a lot of daylight, and then another preset when it's low light, for example. All right. So we've pushed Hive pretty far to the limits here. I'm going to go to my personal studio at home just to show once again how you can go back and forth between different studios so easily. And yeah, so this gives you an example of how easy it is to use Hive.
Is there any kind of tally? I've got 4 PTZs with a remote control, with a remote operator, but they are being switched locally. How does the operator know which is live?
Dang, that's a good question. That's a really good question. And okay, so I know we're working on some tally stuff, but I need to write that one down. So, okay. Tally for remote operator.
A tally within the Hive?
Yeah, there would need to be a tally within Hive if the video switcher is local, and the camera operator is remote.
Right.
They need to know because Hive can be used for video switching. So then you would get like a preview and an output. Yes. So if you were using Hive for your video switching, local and remote, it would work perfectly. But if you're using vmix or a TriCaster, or you already have your video switching laid out, then you would need to pass the tally back to Hive so that the operator on the far end would know. So I have to think about that. Could you possibly send a program feed to the Hive or NDI or something? You could. That's a really good point. In fact, let's show that really quickly. So if I go to my PTZOptics studio here, and I'll show really quickly how we're going to have the ability to add any NDI source into Hive. So, let's go to this studio here. And when I hit the plus button, I have the ability to see I have all of these additional NDI sources here. Let's see if I can use this one to cut a little closer. So there's a new tech kernel. I don't know what that is. But any NDI source can be brought in to Hive. It doesn't have to be a PTZ camera. Right. So if you brought the NDI source in, you would at least have a reference of which camera is live. So that's a good point. Yeah. That would solve the tally issue. Upstream Media says. I also think I should go over quickly. There's just a couple other extra slides I want to show. I don't think we went over the hotkeys yet, but I'll just mention that the hotkeys are really nice because as a camera operator, as a remote operator, you can quickly jump between all of these tools and take control with keyboard and mouse. We've got the real-time data, diagnostics, and alerts. So the alerts system is really important, obviously, to just let you know if something's going wrong or if you're dropping frames, etc. The multi-viewer is really good, obviously, for looking at multiple cameras at the same time. You will be able to do recordings in the cloud. So you got the backup of all your recordings, the audio, and then the user management, of course, that we looked at. Now, I want to go over just kind of like the pricing model here. So Hive will be free for one source. So you can use it free forever, especially on local mode, right? Local mode, 100% free forever. You can have 5 hours of remote usage, meaning the cloud. So if someone's remote to you, that's why there's that cloud toggle for cloud and local. And you might want to lock that if you're running out of hours, for example. And then you can have up to 5 team members on the free plan. On the standard plan, you can get up to 3 sources. You get 25 hours of included usage, of cloud usage, 1 auto tracking source and 10 team members. And then for $145 a month, you can have unlimited cameras, 99 hours of remote usage, unlimited auto tracking, and unlimited team members. Now, keep in mind that we will have these introductory prices that you can lock in for being an early adopter that will be roughly half. Roughly. Not exactly, but roughly. And that's the pricing. So I just wanted to kind of show what we're doing here. I mean, standard PTZ controls for so many years. I mean, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny to think 10 years ago was up, down, left, right. Mike's excited for the 10-year. And now just having full video overlay, transitions, everything all in one platform here with the one click to track, customizable workflows, the link sharing. It's a major, major update and upgrade.
It really is. Is the Sony FR7 included in the supported camera list?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's check because I don't have them all memorized. Let's just add this. Sony. Not yet. Oh, yes. Sony FR7.
There you go.
Good to know. We're probably going to get that question at NAB.
Does the director have overriding the remote user? Hold on, I have to read that again. Does the director have overriding the remote user, or who has higher level of control if a user is controlling? Can director override?
So that's a good question, Gene. And that's not some of these things are so there's this beta period from like April and May that we're going to be at. Hopefully many of you on this live stream will be involved with, and that type of feedback is super important.
Mm-hmm.
So what Gene's saying is, there's a producer level, right?
Right.
And then there maybe is a level kind of above the producer that's maybe director.
Should it be the owner of the channel or
there's an admin? So someone needs access above to take. Let's make sure we write that one down.
Yeah, we're taking notes.
So access, the engineers are watching, but access level above for control, because someone might need to quickly take control. Like you might want the person local to the event to have like maybe faster control, be able to take control and then lock others out of that control. Okay, that makes sense.
Is this software ran or on the cloud?
Yeah, so essentially this is both, right? So you can quickly and easily, and I'll show this again just to make sure that this is super clear, because this is the key part of this software actually, is the fact that, okay, good, I'm here. So you see this cloud right here? Yeah, we can exit that. Okay, this cloud right here, let's get a little closer. This is the kind of the key to understanding this software, in my opinion, is right now I'm on local mode, right? And there's someone actually in this studio, but I'm going to just lock it real quick. Boom. Now I have this is locked in local mode. No one can access it remotely in the world. When that's unlocked, anyone I've shared it with can access it. So that's fine. Anyone who wants to access it can access it. When I have cloud mode enabled, that's how I know my connection right now is going up to the cloud. It's not not local anymore. It's direct to the cloud. So that's just giving you some examples. So if I were to share a link with someone right now, and they were remote to my studio, they would have to join via cloud because they're not on my local area network. So hopefully that makes sense. So it really is a smart hybrid approach to conserve bandwidth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cloud usage, but also to provide a superior experience for those who are local.
Okay. Got one more question for you from David. Will camera position presets also include color presets? That is, will the position presets override the color presets, or are they separate?
So they are separate.
Okay.
So the PTZ presets are separate to the color presets. So I've got PTZ preset there, and the color presets are up here at the top, and then the PTZ positions, like if I move this. Oh, I think someone might be controlling this separately here. There we go. Then we would set another position, and that should save the image, and then you can name them. So the presets for the color are on the right-hand bar. The positions are at the bottom bar. So yeah, so we're really excited. I'm trying to think of what else that's coming up. So we'll be in Las Vegas at NAB demonstrating this live next week. Tess and I are getting ready to get all that set up for you.
I'll put our booth number in the chat.
Tess will
so
put
you can
the
make
booth
note
number
of it.
in. You can sign up today for the beta. So the beta will start the week after NAB, and that's when we're just inviting you to get all of your feedback into this product. We really want to listen to you guys and get this right. There's a lot of cool features on the roadmap that I'm not even going to start talking about because there's already so much in here for you guys to play with. I'd love for you guys to get on that wait list so we can get you onto the beta. And the beta will happen over the next two months. It will be live June 3rd. And all pre-orders are going to have a really significant introductory price discount. So take advantage of that. You can put pre-orders in starting today, and you can lock in a really great price for this product. We're really excited about it. We think you guys are going to love it. And that's my email. That's our marketing email if you want to get in touch and learn more about this. The webpage went live today.
It did. We're pretty excited about that. I just put a link to the webpage in the chat. So if you want to head to PTZOptics.com/Hive, you can sign up for the beta there.
We'll be celebrating our 10-year anniversary with PTZOptics at NAB the first day of the show.
Yeah, we're going to be hosting a little get-together at our booth from 4 to 6. So if you're at NAB 4 to 6, make sure to stop by our booth for some refreshments.
Now, if you can't make it to NAB, we will also be having a virtual Zoom event. I'll drop that into the chat as well, where you can win a Move SE camera. So let me drop that into the chat as well, because we understand not everyone can join NAB. And this is about thanking all of our customers for helping us get here and allowing us to be the company that you've trusted for over 10 years. So we really appreciate all the business and partnerships and trust that you have bestowed upon us, and we're ready for the next decade. This has been an incredible ride, and if you can't make it to NAB, let me drop a link in the chat for you all to join our customer appreciation event, where you can talk to our engineers, you can discuss things with our partner team, and get your questions answered, and give us feature requests and ideas. And it's been so important to get these feature requests and host these live streams, Tess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, we get so much feedback from you guys. It's wonderful. So I'm going to grab that link right now and paste that in. Where is that link? Here we go. Paste that into the chat. So that's the customer appreciation event. And there is a giveaway, so I'll drop that link in there too for everybody.
Oh, great.
We really appreciate you guys being part of this live stream. I hope this is super helpful for you guys.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
What are you doing over there?
I'm going to send this link to the asking me?
Yeah.
I got one more link to share in the chat. Sorry this is taking so long.
One more link to share in the chat.
Where is this? This is the customer appreciation. You can win a Move SE and a Super Joy. Here it is.
There
So
you go.
take
Thanks
a
for sharing
moment
that.
to fill this out. Will the PTZ controls be compatible with the Insta360? Not straight out the gate, because I I don't think we have UVC control yet. The Insta360 is UVC control.
Okay.
So give us a little time. That's definitely on the roadmap. But I've been thinking about that. I have, because that would be sweet to just have these little Insta360 cameras. I have been thinking about that. All right, we'll take some time to spend outside and get out to look at this eclipse. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Great job today, Mike. The social media clips were just wonderful. The social media comments.
I know, it was a really engaging show. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see some of you at NAB next week. And if not, stay tuned online for more information from us and visit PTZOptics.com/Hive to sign up for that beta. We will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Watch it.